Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. So I did not listen to the book today to inspire this thought, but there is an aspect of healing that I have personally had a whole lot of issues with. Um, and that is letting go. I I've had to learn again, maybe really truly learn for the first time that letting go is a part of healing. Now, when I say letting go, I don't mean forget that whatever it is ever happened, right? But let it go. Let the feelings that came with whatever experience go. Um, for me personally, it was a whole lot of pain, and I masked it with anger because anger is easier than allowing myself to feel the hurt. Anger is such an easy mask, and um it's something that is very consuming, I'd say. And I have had to learn again that or again, maybe it's I'm truly learning for the first time. I have to let the pain go. I have to uproot the beliefs that I had about myself due to these experiences and the things that were said to me and things I've been shown in previous experiences, and let all the feelings go. That seems like a really obvious one, right? But it's one of those things I guess I just didn't really realize, because I have had a whole lot of trouble letting go of a whole lot of things. And now that I'm doing this, I'm learning and trying to do the work. I'm realizing that I have to let go of a lot, like years of pain and years of masking with anger. And the pain is something that I think I've now turned into clean pain, as we went over yesterday. And that means that I am giving myself the capacity to learn and grow, right? I'm giving myself the space to grow and heal, and that is really hard to do when it comes to trauma, but that's what needs to be done. If I continue holding on to this pain, and if I don't uproot these core beliefs that I have, the negative ones anyway, then there is never going to be a change in behavioral pattern. There's never going to be any real healing because I'm not really healing. I'm simply accepting that I'm in pain, and I'm choosing not to let go of it. I'm choosing to let it carry, and that's not what I want. I want to feel better. I want to do better, and to do that, I had to let go. The thing with letting go in this particular case is it took a lot of consideration, and it even took forgiveness, even though I don't even speak to this person anymore. Um, there was a lot of years that she caused me a whole lot of pain in a lot of different ways. And I decided that I was going to forgive so I can let go of all of the pain. Even if forgiveness doesn't mean that I'm going to allow this person into my life ever again, it's one of those things that I have to do. Because like I said, if I don't, then there's no real healing happening. You know what I mean? I journaled about this. I had a whole fucking page as if I was writing a letter to this person. And I forgave them, which was a little harder than I thought it was going to be. But it needed to happen. I don't want to hold on to years of torment and years of neglect even. You know, I don't want to hold on to that, and I don't want to hold on to the mask of anger that I use to avoid the pain. I realized today that I've never really been an angry person. Not truly. Anger was my mask. Anger was what I used so I didn't have to acknowledge what I was really feeling. And that causes a whole lot of issues. So I got into a lot of trouble during school, and I got into a whole lot of bad situations because I was using anger as a mask. I wasn't allowing myself to feel pain, even though I knew I was hurting. I just turned it into anger, and I think that did a whole lot more damage than I ever thought it did. It's I'm almost equating it to uh not necessarily suppressing, but running away from what's really bothering you. You know what I mean? I'm not an angry person generally. I get irritated. I have my moments where I'm maybe a little more aggressive than I need to be. And it's not because I'm necessarily an angry person. I have frustrating moments just like everybody else does. And that is entirely different than how I used to be and how I used to handle emotions. And in some ways, I've noticed I still use anger as a mask. And I don't want to do that anymore. I don't want to be seen as the angry person as much as people have seen me angry and seen what I can do whenever I get the quote unquote motivation that anger gives you. I don't want to be that person. And so I realized whenever I was thinking on this today that I've never really been angry. And that's kind of crazy to me because I've always just labeled myself as an angry child. I was an angry child, and um I didn't care how other people saw me. To an extent, I really still don't care how people see me. It's not like I'm doing this for approval. This is I'm doing this for me because I don't want to be the angry person. I don't want to be the, oh, he's losing his shit again. You know, I don't want to be that person. Um, so thankfully, I was able to recognize that the anger was always just a mask because I was hurting. And to be honest with you, whenever I decided that I was going to forgive this person, um, it 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 took a lot of weight off of my shoulders. When I decided that I was no longer going to allow my history to affect my present, that 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 took a lot of weight off of me. And I kind of didn't think that I'd ever be able to do that. Um, to be honest with you, I'm only 3 days into this. When you see this, it'll be day number 4. And having done so much of the thinking and the self-reflection that I've been doing and searching for tools to make this stuff happen, I'm nowhere near done. But I feel like I'm really making progress because I'm taking steps that I've never taken before. And it's kind of insane to me. I always thought whenever I was younger that I was just meant for pain. I was just meant to be an angry person who gets to spend life alone and push people away because I don't trust people. That's how I always thought I was going to be, because that was the pattern. That was what I showed people. Was I guess it can come across as emotionally unavailable, or maybe even emotionally unintelligent. I was pushing people away because of the previous experiences and cognitive biases that I created based on those experiences, and I applied it to every single one of my relationships across the board. And that's not fair. That's not something that I think should ever happen. Because in doing such a thing, and you are pushing people away because you're afraid that they're going to hurt you, or you decide you're going to hurt them first before they can hurt you, that begets a lot of problems, especially if it's a relationship you really value. And in doing this, that I decided I'm not going to be that person. And that was kind of insane to me whenever I made the decision, because that's not something I ever thought I could choose. But I've said before, everything is a choice, and that is included. It's kind of crazy to me. So while I was giving advice, I was telling you guys things that I ended up needing to hear. Maybe what I was doing was I was giving myself advice, and because I needed it, rather than trying to give other people advice based on topics that I just thought of. Maybe. I feel like in some cases that was the thing, is I was giving myself advice because I needed it. But I wasn't listening. So, thankfully, I've taken that step, and I have started the process of forgiveness and letting go. And there's more things that I need to forgive so I can let those feelings go too, so I can uproot those cognitive biases that I've created based on the experiences that I've had. And that's what I'm going to start doing, because I want to heal. I want to be better. And To be honest with you, I am kind of proud of myself. I was talking to one of my friends the other day, a longtime friend. I've known her for years. Um, and she told me I need to stop being so hard on myself. It was, I don't know, day one of me doing this stuff. Um, but I guess I was talking about it in such a way where it really seemed like I wanted to do this, and I was disappointed in myself for not already having been doing this. And honestly, I was disappointed in myself, and I'm trying to not be, because where's the disappointment in myself going to get me? That's only going to make it harder for myself to get to where I want to be. So that was something I needed to hear, was stop being so hard on yourself. And most she said most people, men that are older than me, don't care to take accountability and to make changes to be better. That's just not a super common thing in her experience. So she told me the fact that I'm doing this is amazing on its own. And that's something that I needed to hear. So thank you. Um, I'm trying to take it easier on myself and give myself the space needed to heal and forgive and let go. Take accountability for the things that I have done and uproot those core beliefs that we talked about yesterday and fucking be better. And thinking about that, that's kind of crazy that I even have that kind of goal, because if you knew me back in the day, you never would have thought I gave a shit to change. And, to be honest with you, I didn't. But changes need to be made. If you're stuck where you've always been, you're never going to get to where you want to be. And I don't want to be stuck. I don't want to be the person that I used to be. I don't want to be the person that I am. I want to be better than that. So that's all I needed to talk about today. I just thought I would go into letting go a little bit, because that's really important when it comes to healing. So hopefully that's of some value to you guys. I apologize for the low energy today. It's I'm not like depressed. I'm not exhausted at the moment. It's just a matter of I'm in very deep thought, and I'm doing a lot of self-reflection, and there's a lot of things that I need to address. So I'm trying to do that. So anyway, I hope you're all having a wonderful day. I will see you in the next one. Bye.